So, so festivals in Ireland are dying, and I think there's a lot of reasons why, and it's kind of reflective of a bigger thing happening in society. If you compare festivals in Ireland from 2002 to 2012 to today, it's a completely different landscape. Most of the festivals from 2008 are gone due to finance reasons and not being able to fund themselves. But also, even just the festivals that still exist, the headliners are far, like, I've never been one for, looking at headliners and judging a festival that way, but a lot of people do, and that's what drags a lot of crowds out. And the kind of headliners or commercial headliners you have nowadays are just not these big names that you would have got 10, 15 years ago. So let's get into it. Why is this happening? Why are festivals disappearing more and more each year? Why are there fewer of them? And the ones that remain are getting smaller and smaller headliners. First reason is that I think we're facing a lot more competition from Europe. I think traveling to Europe has gotten a lot cheaper than staying in Ireland. And maybe people are more open to going to places like Germany and Spain where you got nice weather, guaranteed nice weather and great headliners. And I think in general, Irish people maybe are just traveling more or migrating more due to housing crisis. But beyond just the individual circumstance, I think festivals themselves are feeling a lot of pressure. The insurance premiums have gone crazy, so they have to pay up front a lot of money. I mean, it takes 5 to 6 years for a festival to become profitable in Ireland if you start one. And then they face a lot of pressure from corporations. Surprise, surprise, corporations are eating up the festival landscape. And across Europe, large groups like, I think they're called AVG, but I will put in the description links to all the relevant information here. But basically, large corporation groups are buying up festivals across Europe and basically just taking all the headliners and being like, this is your tour circuit. And forget these smaller festivals, forget these independent festivals. You're doing our tour circuit, we need to make our money back. And this is this happens in a lot of areas in life, but this is the first time we've seen this happen on such a large scale in music. And I think it's a dangerous precedent because often festivals were always commercial. Woodstock was commercial. Nearly every festival is commercial. There's someone at the top trying to make money. But what's different these days is the person at the top is no longer some individual seeing an opportunity. Or a couple of individuals or, a couple of sponsors. It's an entire corporation designed to suck up as much festivals as possible without a care in the world for what they're doing to the culture. And what that creates is a vacuum for self-expression, because sure, at the start they will just take these festivals and run them as usual, but what will eventually start to happen is they'll start to question what people are doing at these festivals, what their political opinions are, how they're expressing themselves. Does it align with the corporate world? And the problem is that's what festivals are there for. They're to escape this corporate world, this constant grind, to express ourselves in different ways, to explore new ideas. And if you have a corporation that is the opposite of self-exploration, then you're going to have a bad outcome. You're going to have some sort of Disneyland of festivals, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. There's a place for Disneyland festival type experience. But when that's the only thing on offer, and that's the only thing bringing in the finances, you're going to kill music. You're going to kill new music, and you're going to make it a lot harder, especially nowadays where the only way a musician can make money is by going and playing live, because streaming has eaten their digital income. And I've never been one to push this idea of oh yeah, artists deserve money for their digital creations, their recorded music. I mean, recorded music is a new concept anyways. It's only 100 years old. I don't see that as being exactly what music is. But it is important, and it has been helping to finance people. And that avenue is gone, so now everyone's gone back to live music. But now that avenue is being sucked up and dried out. And on top of that, people just have less money in Ireland. There's no disposable income. And people are struggling. And so they're not going to festivals. Let me just pull up something here so I can show you. So here are all the festivals in Ireland that were cancelled recently. Body and Soul is gone. Sea Sessions is gone. Independence is gone. Bandon Music Festival is gone. Wild Roots is gone. Forever Young is gone. Playing Fields is gone. Band Festival is gone. And there's a whole slew of others that are cancelled. Beyond the Pale, one of the biggest up and coming festivals in Ireland, almost got cancelled till they got some last minute funding from who knows, we don't know. And there are many others, and there's lots of other small festivals hanging on by a thread. What this is leading to is people who are organizing festivals leading it to become one-day things with no camping, so they don't have to supply all the infrastructure as much. It's much easier to do these one-day festivals, especially in cities. Get them sponsored by the local city. That brings in people into the city, and then of course causes, just perpetuates this housing crisis thing, where instead of just having a regular camping festival. I guess you could argue people are more demanding now too. Like everyone's sitting at home on their phone. They don't want to go out. They don't want to make themselves uncomfortable. And maybe the culture has shifted. Like if you look at festivals in the 70s, people were really roughing it. And then in the 90s, it maybe shifted a little to a bit more commercial. And then to where we are now, where you have glamping and all this like luxurious stuff at a festival, which I don't know if that's really needed, but this is where we're at. So what's the future in all this? What can we do? I think we just have to keep pushing, keep creating and showing the next generation how it's done. That's why I'm creating a site, festivalgrade.com, to basically list all the festivals in Ireland and everywhere in the world, if possible. I realize that's a hard task to do, so I've crowdsourced the information for this. So there's a spreadsheet of all the festivals that are happening in Ireland and anywhere else in the world that anyone can add to and edit and change and make suggestions. And I'm hoping to have something that people can grab onto so they can find these things and go to them and support them. Beyond that, I mean, I think Ireland overall needs to look abroad. I mean, even Europe is even though there's this corporatization of the large festivals and monopolization, there are lots of long-running small festivals in Europe that have been going 30, 40 years, which compared to a lot of Irish festivals which are only going 5 or 10 years, says a lot, and maybe there's something to learn from those. And maybe I find Irish festivals maybe could do a better job of being bold and brave and doing things a bit different. The cookie cutter is always the way to go, or is the instinct, because you don't want to lose that money, that investment, and then of course you end up with this kind of same thing over and over, which ultimately fails for someone because it becomes saturated. If you look at the top festivals at the moment, a lot of them look quite similar, to be honest. There's nothing really daring there. Whereas if you go to Europe or the UK, you will get that outlier more often than not. But I guess we are a small country, and I suppose we are still blessed with what we have in Ireland of about 6 million people, 7 million people now. Anyways, if you found any of this interesting, let me know. Please think of contributing to the list and helping me build this community. Or not, just use the list as you want. I don't mind. It's there for everyone. Yeah, peace.